Welcome to the Maythorn show. Where we are going, I don't know. But every month we hit the road to film another new postcode. All you do is click our link to join us in some food and drink. We'll take you to some crazy places and show you lots of different faces. From Bucharest to sunny Spain, we'll film our way through sun and rain. So once again, please just get comfy and join us in the Maythorn Monthly. Oh yeah!
Thank you, Brian, for letting us appear on your show and write your music. We can do a lot more things for you in the future. All you have to do is keep writing our scripts.
Welcome to the Maythorn show. Where we are going, I don't know. But every month we hit the road to film another new postcode. All you do is click our link to join us in some food and drink. We'll take you to some crazy places and show you lots of different faces. From Bucharest to sunny Spain, we'll film our way through sun and rain. So once again, please just get comfy and join us in the Maythorn Monthly. Oh yeah!
Welcome to the Maythorn Monthly. None of our English actors are available this month, so it's me, Fiona, taking care of things. We are visiting two areas that are 3,000 miles apart this month. Let's start by going back to Bulgaria. Brian.
It's time to look at transport once again, and as you know, I'm in Bulgaria, so we're going to do it here. Trains and boats and trolley buses, how about that? The trains are quite old. And I don't mean the ones that are still running on the railways, I mean the ones I've got to show you are even older than that. The boats, well, there it is. We haven't been on it. It's a kind of cruise liner. It says it's a floating hotel. It's also got a restaurant, so it's our lunch menu today. And according to Google Maps, there are two such restaurants that are not on dry land. Couldn't understand when I first looked at the map that they seemed to be out in the middle of the river, but they're actually moored up, and I think there's another one just over there. But so those are your boats, and in the town there's buses and trolley buses. They don't have trams here in Rusa, but they have trolley buses. So there we are, fly-by-wire, and this is Transport Tuesday. Down on the riverfront here is the oldest railway station in Bulgaria, and it's no longer a railway station, as you can see by the internal views. It's now the National Museum of Transport and Communications. It was originally opened in 1866 when they were planning a route from London to Istanbul via Varna, which is nearby. There's still a railway link between Rusa and Varna, but not from this station. As I said, it's a museum. It's got some inside exhibits, both full-scale and miniature and models, and it's also got outside exhibits. The Google Earth pictures make it seem like there's an active railway station down there, but of course it's just the yard of the museum. There are 10 steam locomotives out here. One of them was an 060 built by Sharp Stewart in Manchester. There's one built in Germany, one built in Poland. Quite a collection here, and interesting to look through the uses they've had. A number of carriages used by the royals and other leaders. I noticed that there's one built for the Ottoman Sultan in 1866, which had a compartment for his harem. Also a carriage dating from 1902, which was used as mobile headquarters between 1894 and 1949 by the Soviet general who led the Red Army's campaign in Bulgaria in 1944. We were the only people visiting the museum this day, and we had to ring the doorbell to get the member of staff to come down from presumably a flat upstairs and let us in and put the lights on. I toured these coaches on my own because you had to climb up some fairly steep steps to get into each one, and Ruth didn't fancy that. The museum itself is underfunded, and some of the exhibits outside are starting to decay, with their position right by the river not helping that. Once my tour was over, I met up again with Ruth, who was looking after the station cat, and we headed off down the riverbank. From the museum, it's about a 20-minute walk along the Danube in a westward direction to get back to that ship I showed you before, and it really is time for lunch, so let's go in and see what we can get.
Love me more. Find me. I don't want anyone to hear me.
As long as you're not looking out the windows, you can't tell that you're not in a hotel restaurant, and the decor is extremely nice. The food was lovely. No, we didn't have any crazy fish.
Love me.
After lunch we carried on our walk and we spotted the other restaurant boat, slightly smaller than the one we've been on, and I think you can see how big the dining area is. It's nearly an hour's walk up from the old railway station, i.e. museum, through the town and to the current Rusa railway station, and that's where we have to go when we finally leave the area and cross over the river into Romania. I'm going to show you the details of the train trip right now because we're doing transport at the moment, but that's not all we got from Rusa, so after I've showed you this, we'll be back here and I'll show you a few other things around this, the largest city on the Danube.
It looks like Brian is out driving in his car right now, so I don't think we should join him while he's at the wheel.
Behind the wheel but not driving. I'm in the Asda car park, Woodchurch, Birkenhead, and I'm home for a short while, so we have to get some shopping in. I leave Ruth to do all that and I stay in the car. Good for me. And then we're off again. So we have spent a couple of weeks at home. Let's see what we've been doing. Just when we think we've seen the last of the old Merseyrail trains and they've done their farewell tours of the Wirral and Northern lines, one turns up at Leasowe station running a service. While I was on this train, I decided that there was one photo that I might like to have for my archive, and that's of what the seating was like in these trains. Kind of tended to take it for granted up to now. So I walked down the train and it was busy, but I did eventually find some empty seats to photograph. During the rundown period of the old trains, a lot of the rolling stock's being kept at Southport, and here's a few of them in the siding at Southport Station. Southport has other trains running from here in different directions. The Northern Rail service goes out heading off towards Wigan and Manchester in that direction, and of course you'll also see at regular intervals every 15 minutes the new class 777s coming in. There's been an update on the news for the 507001, which is being preserved and was bought for £1. It will now not go down to Tanat Valley because it's going to be part of an exhibition in Derby next year. So it may well have already happened. They're taking the train down to Derby. For some reason they can't take it by rail. It's having to go by road transport. We haven't quite figured that one out yet. And here's another issue that took place the day that I was on that train running the West Kirby service. It arrived in Liverpool at Liverpool Central, and somebody was there in a wheelchair, and they've got used to the new trains not needing a ramp because they're platform level. And there was a mad scramble at the last minute to get a ramp to get somebody onto the train in a wheelchair. Thankfully they rang ahead to West Kirby, and by the time it got there they were able to get her off again. Now, you may remember last month that Brian's bits were put together by avatars, or you could call them AI actors. They were only doing what I told them, and a few people asked how this is done, so I thought I'd quickly show you what to do. There are hundreds of different actors to choose from, and from each one there are various backgrounds and situations you can have them in, and various clothes that they're wearing. The next stage is to give your actor a voice. It needn't be the same person's voice because the AI machinery will make it fit. This is Christine's voice that we're working with here, and we can choose whether she's excited, friendly, serious, soothing, or a broadcaster. So here's the point where the real magic begins. I picked my girl to talk for me. I've picked a voice for her to use, and I'm now typing in the bottom of the screen there exactly what I want her to say. We don't want her on a white background, and there's a library of backgrounds we can choose here. We need to choose one that's fairly nondescript so that it won't interfere with the delivery of the speech. And this one looks okay, but you can be wrong, so I should have previewed this first. I click the generate button in the top right hand corner, wait a short while, and then here comes the result.
Hello Brian, I would like to join in your December videos. Have you got a slot for me this month?
Moving on to a different AI, and this time it's one that can compose music. I just have to tell it what type of music I want and what it's for. In this case I'm showing some drone footage from the Burnley bungalow, and the AI is going to develop some music which will play along to the video. Now let's take this a bit further. I got my bits and pieces ready, and I'm one of those people who could always write rhymes and limericks on Christmas and birthday cards. I have given it up in recent years because it's a bit corny, but I decided to go back onto paper, write some little rhymes that would explain the videos I'm going to show you, and then give them to the AI to make them into a song. And this is what happened.
Welcome to our mini UK tour. We're all in our focus, that's for sure. First we made a trip to Hadlow Road, where ramblers had the platform overflow. We're wandering on the Wirral, West Kirby we were looking for a car. When we came across this new banking hub, it's needed in this town, cause the banks are closing down. And we need some cash to buy our grub. Welcome to the Wirral. In Woodchurch we just had to smile as these pilots were building a big pile. When it came to Guy Fawkes Night, it was really quite a sight, as people came from many a mile. Welcome to our bonfire. These pigs are down on Claremont Farm. They really have some kind of charm. But Brian's eyes did roam when he saw this motorhome, but he managed to remain quite calm. It's time for a train trip. It's a train for Derby by a crew, so that Brian can try something new. His friend is on the phone saying, come and fly a drone. And now we show these flights to you. Welcome to the drone zone. Back in Liverpool there's quite a breeze as we visit the Museum of Bees. It's an interactive show with a beehive type of flow and a cafe for a cuppa, if you please. Time for us to go now. We will leave with Birkenhead, because Christmas is ahead. This is our final clip before we take our next big trip. We're heading for the sun instead. Where are we going?
Well, where are we going? The answer to that is I'm in a back street. It's a noisy back street with a balcony overlooking that street. And the good news about this place is just over there on the other side of the road is an Indian restaurant. First night we were here, of course we were in there, yes. Now down at the end of the road you may be able to see some mountains. They're actually called the Cliffs Acantilados de los Gigantes. Yes, Los Gigantes, Tenerife. It's getting so near Christmas that I thought it'd be a change not to just have the usual Christmas markets and Santa visits from the UK, but to show you how Christmas looks in the sun. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Well, it is around here, but out there it's the same old ocean. I don't know if you can see, there's the Fisherman's Inn with all those tables out. It's a bit overcast today, otherwise you'd see more people there. Anyway, just to move on with the show, we've been generating music using an AI, and that gets around all my copyright problems because each one is individual and YouTube can't say that I've stolen it from somewhere. I've asked the music AI to generate a song about Tenerife to go with our videos here, and it's come up with one, given it a Spanish title. Didn't ask it to do any of this, I just told it where we were going, and it created some lyrics that describe a typical tropical island, I suppose. So what I have to do now is ignore the screaming from the baby because we're in a children's playground again, and I have to come up with some video to match the song, which is working the other way around to normal. So I've managed to find most of the things we need, but they don't do surfing much around here, so I think the best we've seen is a surfboard on the roof of someone's car, an old Volkswagen with a surfboard on the roof, but no idea where he was going to surf. So apart from the surfing, here's the song and hopefully the bits of video that go with it.
Sunrise paints the sky so bright, morning waves the ocean's light, boats in marina set to sail, dolphins dance and whales do tail. Sueños en Tenerife blue, where the sea whispers to you, ocean breeze is salty too, margaritas afternoon, riding waves on surfboard dreams, sunset hue and moonlit beams, echoes of a distant song, dolphins keep the rhythm strong, palms sway like they're in a trance, light the night with one last glance, laughter flows and hearts take flight, marina wakes to morning light. Sueños en Tenerife blue, where the sea whispers to you, ocean breeze is salty too, margaritas afternoon, whales call from the deep abyss, every wave a gentle kiss, island life in harmony, moments feel like fantasy. Sueños en Tenerife blue, where the sea whispers to you, ocean breeze is salty too, margaritas afternoon, whales call from the deep abyss, every wave a gentle kiss, island life in harmony, moments feel like fantasy. Whales call from the deep abyss, every wave a gentle kiss, island life in harmony, moments feel like fantasy.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Brian is busy preparing your Christmas videos, so let's take a look round the area where Ruth and him are staying.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Well, to catch Christmas in Tenerife, you have to come out at night because you won't really see these things in the bright sunlight in the daytime. You'll see the ocean behind me, which has now disappeared into a black hole, but you won't see much of this at all. So we've come down here to a little square which is nearby to where we're staying, although nearby here means going up or down some steep hill because this is a very hilly area. But it's nice to spend Christmas in Spain, particularly as they don't start it until quite late. And of course in Britain we start it in August. Isn't that right? I'd rather have it their way. So it's good to be here, and we're going to show you a bit of the Christmas cheer from around this area.
Hello there, guess who? I hope you've enjoyed our Christmas Maythorn monthly. We've got more from Tenerife next year, so be sure to click through again in the new year. Right now I have a sleigh that needs fueling up. Perhaps they've got me an electric one this year. A Merry Maythorn Christmas to you all.